Enjoy 3 terror tales from the Buckeye State. If you like scary stories, like this video and subscribe to the channel for much more to come. Be sure and stay till the end. You know what they say about saving the best for last. Story 1. The Unearthed Secrets. It was a rainy Saturday when the Johnson family decided to clean out their cluttered basement. They have lived in the house in South Vienna for nearly a year now, so it was definitely time. The family that lived there before left a couple chairs, a few boxes, and some drywall leaning against the basement wall in one corner. After removing the drywall sheets, they discovered a small hidden room behind a rickety wooden door. It was a short crawl space only about 3 feet tall. The air in the room was thick with an unpleasant odor, and as they explored the small space, their eyes fell upon a small, ornate wooden box. Curiosity overcoming caution, they opened the box to find melted wax, finger bones, and a tiny book adorned with an incomprehensible script. Intrigued, the family couldn't resist the urge to decipher its cryptic pages. As they struggled in the week ahead to understand the arcane language, strange occurrences began to unfold. Whispers echoed through the house at night, and eerie shadows danced across the walls. Unseen hands rearranged furniture, and the air seemed charged with an otherworldly presence. As the days passed, the family's unease grew into fear. One evening, as they gathered in the living room, a cold wind swept through the house, extinguishing the candles burning on the mantel. In the darkness, they heard a voice, a spectral whisper emanating from the opened book. The words were alien, yet a deep sense of dread consumed them. Determined to end the haunting, the family sought the help of a local scholar versed in ancient languages. Together, they performed a ritual to seal the mysterious energies that had been unleashed. As the last incantation was spoken, the book slid off the table onto the floor, the whispers ceased, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The hidden room was sealed once more, its secrets returned to the shadows. And now what to do with the bones from the strange box? Story 2. The Basement Intruders. The Thompsons, a typical suburban family, found their lives disrupted when malevolent creatures invaded their home. It began innocently enough, with strange scratching sounds emanating from the basement. They just figured a few mice had made their way in. One night, their 5-year-old son was fast asleep. Suddenly, he was awoken by what he thought was a mouse in his bed. He looked down, getting ready to smack it off the bed, when instead he saw red eyes looking back at him about 6 inches off his leg. Michael screamed, kicking the small creature off of his leg. He watched as it quickly scurried away into his closet. Elaine, his mother, came into the room to see if he was okay. He tried telling her what happened, but she dismissed it as a bad nightmare. One night, the creatures escalated their torment of Michael, scratching and whispering malevolently. Michael's parents attributed the disturbances to the overactive imagination of a child. However, the family's skepticism evaporated when the creatures revealed themselves to Michael's mother, stabbing her in the ankle with a sewing needle during a routine laundry session in the basement. Tiny, dark figures with glowing red eyes emerged from the shadows. Michael's mother froze as the creatures whispered and laughed. Panic set in, and she ran up the basement steps. She packed a couple things and they went to stay with her parents. The family sought help from a paranormal investigator. The investigator, armed with ancient knowledge, performed a ritual to banish the malevolent creatures. As the incantation echoed through the house, the creatures shrieked in agony and vanished into the shadows. Michael's parents, now believers, thanked the investigator for freeing their home from the evil that lurked beneath. Story 3. The Haunted Doll. Moving into an older house on the outskirts of Springfield, the Andersons excitedly explored their new home. Eager to utilize the basement for storage, they stumbled upon a loose block in the wall. Behind it, hidden for decades, was a small, weathered doll covered in dust. Intrigued by the vintage find, the Andersons dusted off the doll and placed it on a basement shelf. As they went about their daily lives, peculiar incidents unfolded. Objects moved on their own, faint laughter echoed through the halls, and a sense of unease settled over the house. A couple days later, the man descended into the basement to retrieve something, only to find the doll missing. Alarmed, knowing he had placed the doll on a shelf high enough that his wife or daughter would have needed a step ladder to reach, he searched the house, discovering it perched on the bed in his daughter's room. The doll's eyes seemed to follow him, its painted smile concealing a malevolent intent. He grabbed the doll and placed it on the top shelf in the closet in he and his wife's bedroom. He asked his wife and daughter about the doll being moved. Both denied responsibility. He went to the closet housing the doll and it was in the floor. He knew he had put the doll firmly on the top shelf. He took the doll outside to the trash, thinking that would be the end. The next day, his wife called him telling him the doll was on the kitchen counter when they came in from their daily activities. Realizing the doll was haunted, the family immediately sought the expertise of their neighbor. He's a pastor at their church and had dealt with the paranormal before. The pastor communicated with a specialist online familiar with rituals involving dolls, as well as a Christian psychic he had history with. Revealed was the doll's dark history, its connection to a vengeful spirit seeking retribution. Together, reading from their Bibles, they performed a ritual to bind the spirit and banish the haunted doll from the house. As the ritual concluded, a chilling wind swept through the room, and the doll disintegrated before their eyes. The house, now free from the malevolent presence, returned to a peaceful stillness. The Andersons, shaken but relieved, vowed to leave the past undisturbed in their basement. We very much appreciate your watching till the end. We're a new channel, so subscribe for much more to come.